Okay, if you like what you just saw, we're going to learn a little bit of that and more. This song is actually fairly simple, but it's also tricky in ways. I'm going to give you a little bit of easy and hard options here and there, and some nuances along the way, so stay tuned for the whole video. I'm dropping Easter eggs the whole way. Let's dive into the intro. So that is the B minor, down, up, and then I like to cut that. I'll cut that with my hand here and here, and then play that A in an upstrum fashion. B minor. I'm doing a lot of muting between those chords. And then the next round is down, up, and I'm doing a G. So I'm down, up, muting with this hand while I transition to the G and upstrum on that G. So to recap. And then the final piece is down, up. So that's B minor, down, up, with a mute with the right hand. Playing an A for upstrum muting, and then upstrum on D. And you're gonna let that ring. Then, now, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick pause, dropping Easter eggs already, to give you guys essentially the rhythm that I'm overall using. So you can kind of fluctuate between two. It's very simple. Here it is, the boring one. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just a lot of driving rhythm. You're gonna see me do a lot of that. And I'm not gonna be super specific as to where, with the exception of a couple places. The other rhythm I'm gonna rely upon is the classic down, down, up, down, up. So if you know that one, you're good to go. If not, slow down what I just did and resume later. Let's dive into verses. So the verses overall are this. And so what I'm doing is I'm going from G to A to D 3 times. So the G and the A share the measure, down, up for the G, down, up for the A, and then for the D, we're going to go ahead and do one measure, down, up. And then we go to the E, full on, down, up. Nice and busy to the A, down, up. Go ahead and drive those in that particular place. That gives it some tension, and that's where you want to go because you're going to the next part, pre-chorus. Let's dive in. Before I hit that pre-chorus, I want to give you guys another Easter egg, okay? I'm going to be basically giving you the overall layout. However, if you use your ear, you're going to hear him jumping the beat. What is jumping the beat? Quick hot take. It's really just simply playing a chord in an upstrum a little bit early than you would normally on, say, the 1. I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick demonstration of what he actually does in the pre-chorus. And I'm going to demonstrate it, and I'm going to give you a little symbol so you know when I jump the beat. Here's the pre-chorus as it is actually played and written in the song, at least the first one. Okay, so did you catch it? It's basically in that little spot. We're going to come to it in a minute. Let's go ahead and backtrack and show you what the pre-chorus is. Break it down. We got G, A, D. A lot of the same stuff we did before, right? Pretty easy. Same as the verse. But on that second round, instead of a D, he plays B minor. For a full measure. And then he's going to bounce back and forth from G to D. They're going to be sharing the measure. Again. And then he changes it to an A, to a D, sharing the measure at the end. Now I'm going to go back, and in this particular place in the first pre-chorus, I'm jumping the beat in a place. And I marked it, but I'm going to break it down for you here. So on that place where he's transitioning quickly from G to D, they're sharing the measure. Catch it? On that third G, he's going to go into an upstrum. He's going a little early. One more time, slowing it down. jumping that beat. The hardest part isn't the jumping the beat, the getting the chord early, it's catching back on the rhythm and the regular track afterwards. So work on that, listen for it, takes a little bit of practice. Next part, chorus. So it's just G, A, D. Again, a lot of the same theme here. G and A sharing the measure, D getting a full measure, doing that 3 times. But on that first one, you're jumping, or you're actually, skipping altogether beat 1, and you're waiting. You're gonna go cheeseburger in paradise, right? So in that first part, you're going cheeseburger in, like right on the words, right? So that is how he's beginning those choruses, just so you know. Hopefully I don't get flagged for copyright infringement on that. But anyways, that right there is the chorus, G, A, D 3 times. And on that fourth round, it switches it up a little bit. It goes G, D, A, D. They all share a measure. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And that'll basically summarize your main choruses. Then there's this tricky little callback to the intro. It's actually what I would call the interlude. And it's actually a little different. Here it is. You saw that right. So it's kind of just a little callback, a little piece of how he began the song. Nice way to kind of almost hit restart for the next verse. Here it is. B minor, down, up, doing the mute there. Then we're going to go to the A, up, muting again. And on D, up, down. So down, up, mute, up, down. That's a mute right there, sorry. And then D, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. And I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. There are definitely little changes in where he decides to jump the beat. Use your ear and listen for it. Not super critical, but it is part of the complexity of this song. I'm going to skip ahead to the solo, at least the backtrack of what you're hearing in the solo. It's actually really, really simple. Here it is. That's right, just G, A, D. Half a measure on G, half a measure on A, full measure on D. Take that 4 times, that's your backtrack. Now if I'm playing this just by myself, I'll probably do maybe 2 rounds of that, because it's going to get a little boring without a melody or a lead on top. After that solo is the percussive part. The percussive part kind of gives you a quick D major, and then it's just pure percussion or rhythm. And you can play nothing and just sing, or you can do a little bit of something like this. I'm going to take it from the tail end of what I was doing in that solo. So you're just kind of keeping that rhythm. And he's singing the song right here. He's kind of doing that yell part, right? And so I'll hit that D just once, and I'm just kind of keeping the rhythm, right? You can always bring that D back in. If you're losing your melody or your key, you can always do it on the 1 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? So maybe every other measure if you need it. Whenever I'm playing and I'm with a crowd, usually that really helps everybody to sing and stay on key because they're not trained musicians. So I actually might recommend doing it that way, just because you're kind of trying to help them not only stay on time but stay in key. You're welcome. And now we're getting to the final piece. It's the same thing as we did before. It's the chorus, but a little twist. Here's the final chorus. And so you're basically doing the same thing as normal. You're just going to add that last little, 4 chords, the G, D, A, D. You're going to do that 3 times total. So all in all, you've got G for a measure, A for a measure, and D for a full measure. You're gonna do that 3 times, just as always. And hang with me, don't skip ahead. Because the next part, we're going 3 rounds of G, D, A, D. Sitting on me a cheeseburger in paradise. Right? One more time. And then after that, we've actually got a little breakdown again, and it's basically how we started. That's going to be down, up on the B minor, up on the A, down, up on the B minor, to the G, again, up strum. And then this is the tricky part, B minor, down, up, to the A, and then we're going up, down on that D. And if you want to get fancy and super accurate, he actually does go back to this a cappella percussive part at the end. So it's the same stuff as before. If you want to work that in, that's it. That's Cheeseburger in Paradise. If you guys like that, I've actually got quite a few Jimmy Buffett lesson songs. Go ahead and click. There should be a video coming up now. And if you're struggling with that, I've actually got notes and everything, how I base this lesson on. I've actually got it in my PDF guide on the Patreon. So become a $5 Patreon or better, and you'll get access to this tab. And if you guys already are, thank you so much.